Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Xiomara Rodriguez. She is currently the Director of Outreach Communications for the Montgomery County Women's Center. She started with the agency as an intern and was hired upon graduation as a sexual assault manager. She then became the manager of the shelter and did that for 5 years. She has been with the agency for 8 years now. And Sonia and I had time with Xiomara a couple of months ago, and she said that we can also call her CO. So CO, you've got the stage now, and it's all yours. So please inform us as to what's going on with the shelter.
Okay. So again, thank you for having me and for being a part of the agency and for continuing to help us throughout the years. I mean, it takes a village to really help our community and help all the clients that we see each year. The agency has been in Montgomery County for over 40 years, and it has done an amazing job at helping survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence. Our numbers have grown throughout the years, and at the wake of the pandemic, the abuse went up 35% in Montgomery County, and so that really opened our eyes into the work and the need that was needed in our community. We have different programs that help different aspects of our clients. So we have a counseling office that's in the Woodlands, where we house up to 10 to 11 counselors and about 8 interns, where people can come in and get free counseling services absolutely for free. We have support groups that we have in the evenings for people that are maybe trying to get a divorce, or maybe are having issues at home. Teen groups and support groups, we have those. We have our sexual assault team that is housed in the counseling office, and that consists of 5 advocates. And those 5 advocates, what they do is they are on call 24/7, and they respond to the surrounding hospitals in Montgomery County. And what we do is that if there is a rape victim from Montgomery County, they will immediately call us, and we will go out and we will stay with the survivor until they get discharged. We will take all our resources. We will take them some clothes. We'll take them some food if need be. And like I said, we will stay with them until they get discharged. We work alongside the forensic nurses and alongside the police. We also have our cute little resale store that is in the Portofino Plaza in Shenandoah, Texas. And all the proceeds that we sell from that store go to fund our undisclosed shelter. So that's a great way to give back to the community, and the community gives us. 80% of our program, volunteer program, is there. And so they do a great job in helping us out at the resale store. We also have our legal team that is in Conroe in our home office. And what they do is that they help with all kinds of legal issues, divorces, protective orders, child support cases, stuff like that. They will help us. They will help any client, and they will speak to any client that needs any legal advice. So if you know of somebody that does not have the money to pay for that $2,500 retainer to go seek a lawyer, they can come to our agency, make an appointment, and they can get the legal services for free. We also have an outreach team, and that consists of 3 advocates. And what they do is they go out to the community and they spread awareness. They'll go and they'll speak about the cycle of violence or the cycle of abuse, bullying, teen dating, anything like that, to kind of grab into the youth. And so that way they can get a vision of what a healthy relationship is. And so if they're seeking help, they always know that there's somewhere they can go. So many times when I would manage the shelter, I would get a client that would say, you know what, I didn't know about this place. I found out because my son came home with this brochure. So the outreach team is amazing at spreading awareness about what we do as an agency. We also have a transitional housing program And that transitional program consists of a 20 apartment unit, a 20 apartments unit, yeah. And that program is up to a 4-year program. And what clients do is, if we have somebody that is out of that imminent danger zone and they want to restore their life and get empowered again and maybe go back to school or start working, they can come in and interview to be into this program. If they have a job and if they have a car, they can get into the program and we can get them into an apartment, and we will fix the apartment up with all kinds of furniture. And once they leave the program, they can take that furniture with them. This is the only program in the agency that does have a fee, because in real life, of course, we do have to pay rent and there's bills, but it's a sliding scale fee kind of rent. And so it helps people get back on their feet. We continue to give them counseling. They are assigned a case manager. We have different programs that come in, and banks that talks about financial coaching and how to open up an account at a bank, or how to do mock interviews to have that better job, how to write a resume. So we work with these clients to get them acclimated to their surroundings and to the real world after they leave the program. So that program is awesome. And right now we have about 15 families that we're serving, and they're doing phenomenal. We also have our undisclosed shelter, and we house up to 75 women, men, and children. They can stay at our shelter for 30 days. And these are clients that are in imminent danger, that they're fleeing a bad situation, and we bring them into the shelter so they can stay in hiding, and we can help them with resources and get them back on their feet. A lot of times, some of them have somewhere to go. They have family that they could call, and we're just that connector that connects them back to the family where their abuser was not allowing them to connect with their family. So we try to help them with that. There's counselors, there's case managers. We give them food, we'll give them clothing, and it's 24/7. So we have advocates that work all around the clock to bring in people at any moment, at any time, at any need. So right now at the shelter, we have 55 clients right now, and most of them are children. And we, like I said, we do house men, and we house maybe up to 5 a year, because they have to be true victims of sexual assault or domestic violence. But it is a great program. And like I've said in the beginning, I did manage that shelter for 5 years. It was a great experience. I've seen so many lives get really saved. There's been a lot of hope in the shelter that we've been able to give back to our clients. So I'm very thankful for the agency. And through COVID, a lot of people are curious to see how we dealt with that. And we never closed our doors. Thank God for the Zoom. And we were able to do some Zoom counseling and some Zoom meetings. Like I said, Montgomery County suffered with a 35% rate that went up of abuse in our area. And we needed to be there more than ever for our community. And so we, like I said, we never closed our doors. We worked right through it. And COVID did hit us and hit a lot of us that work there, but we're still standing, and we're still getting through everything. And we get about 40,000 calls a year of people are needing our services. And the year when COVID kind of hit, it went up to 78,000. Wow. So it's kind of stayed there. It went down a little bit, maybe to 68, 69,000, but the need is there. And every year we get more and more clients. The need is higher and higher. And a lot of people get worried and they think, well, what is going on? Abuse is out there or whatever. But I think that we're doing our job. We are actually being out there. We're speaking up and we're speaking out, and we are trying to get in touch with the whole community, with the schools, with employers, and just making notice that we are here to help our community and that services are available. And the great thing is that the services are for free. And so anybody, all walks of life, could come through to our agency and get the help that they need, and there's no questions asked. So that's it.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Awesome.
Ciamara, I have a question for you because it came to a surprise to me that that you also house men. So,
Yes.
um, knowing that these people oftentimes are women that are in a situation where the man is the one, you know, being abusive,
Mhm.
how do they react to a man coming into the shelter that is also a receiver of abuse? Do you have issues with that?
Yeah, no, good question. In 2015 is when we started to house men. We've always helped them, but we outsourced them.
Yeah.
But this time we can house them at our shelter. We have a building that's annexed to the main shelter that a donor built for us, and that's where we house the man.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I, at the time when this started, I was the manager there, and I was very worried. So all our counselors were at alert because this is something that we needed to do because we are grant funded, we're nonprofit, and so this was asked of us that we needed to start doing. And so yes, I was very worried and skeptical. How is this going to work? I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but actually it worked out really well. It they're not in the same sleeping quarters, but
Okay.
they do join groups together, they do eat together and stuff like that. I never had problems because the men that came through the door were actual victims that really suffered some severe situations. So it's not just anybody that calls. That's why we get so few a year, because you really have to be a survivor
Right.
of some imminent intense thing that happened to you. And when you're a survivor like that, there's empathy that just grows all around the shelter.
Yeah.
And I was so very grateful for that. The very first man that I had in was an elderly person that had been sexually assaulted, and he was in a wheelchair. And I had nothing but sympathetic feelings from all the women that were there, and very careful and very respectful, and just had them at arm's length and just kind of helped each other out. And became very friendly. So to this day I haven't had an issue. We've been doing very well, thank God, for the men aspect coming into the
Yeah.
shelter. So it was something to think about, but it is, we've been able to get acclimated and work through it pretty good.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Mhm.
Uh, we Ciamara has time to answer questions if anybody else has a question for.
So, what is your success rate when people leave the shelter? Hopefully they're not getting back into another relationship, or I think they're actually being successful and becoming self-sufficient in society. What is
Yeah.
that rate?
Well, it's to be honest with you, is it's not very high. It's not. And because with the cycle of abuse, it could take up to 7 to 10 times before they actually leave, and coming back and forth with the abuser before they actually leave. So they can go back to the abuser 7, 8, 9 times, and until then this when they finally leave. So they need a lot of support. But the good thing is with our agency is that we don't question it. If you're coming in, you left an abuser and you're coming in and we're helping you, you leave and you decide to go back to the abuser because you're not ready or whatever, and then a month or two goes by and you need to come back, that you can come back and we will not question it, because I know it takes time. It's very psychological, and that's
Mhm.
why we always have counselors that are there hands on. We also collaborate with Tri County, so Tri County will come in and speak, because it takes a couple of times. It's never the first time when they leave that they actually are gone from the situation. It's almost always a back and forth. But have we had success? We have. Not as high as we would want, because it takes a lot of strength to be able to leave something that you're accustomed to. Sometimes culture goes into the matter, the way you're living, what you've been used to growing up, what you've seen, the traumas in the past, and a lot of mental health. That's one
Yeah.
thing that we struggle with. And when
Yeah.
there's mental health, there's a high risk that you will continue to get abused.
Well, I can't imagine turning my life around in 30 days.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
why
so
yeah,
where do
that's why
they go after 30 days? I
okay,
mean,
so when they come in, like when they come in, most of the time, like I said, they have family that they can go to. They just need to be able to reach them. The
right.
abuser, one of the power and control that they would use is you cannot talk to your family, you cannot talk to your mom, or whatever. So they'll come in and they'll say, I have somewhere to go. I have somewhere that can take care of me. I just need to get there. And so donations, gift cards, and stuff like that, we can give them a gas card so they can drive to Virginia, San Antonio, or wherever they have to go to meet with their family, or we'll pay for a bus ticket to send them home, and then they're safe and they have somewhere to go. Others they're in so much danger that they have to leave and they have to go to another shelter in another state or another city. And so we'll help with that transition.
And Xiomara, just to clarify, because we are collecting mostly household items for the emergency shelter for the month of August.
Okay.
That's run. I mean, obviously, it's run at no cost to anybody that stays there.
Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not charged at all. And then you were also telling me that you have a cook that cooks 5 meals out of the week, and then she's off because
On the weekend.
on the weekends because of the expense involved.
Right. So
Yeah.
we have a cook and she cooks Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, the resident advocates, they'll cook. But usually the cook on Friday, she prepares meals, freezes them. And that way it's easier for the resident advocates on the weekend to kind of thaw it out and warm it up again. But we do have volunteers and churches and stuff that they want to make a meal, a fresh meal for our clients. And we welcome that, you know, all the time. So they can do that. But there's so many things that they can do as incentives while the clients stay in shelter. So we do have a point system that if they, you know, go and attend their counseling and attend their groups and support groups, and you know, well, we're seeing that they're doing something. They get a job and stuff like that. They get so many points, and at the end they turn that in. And as they leave the shelter, if they can get us a lease for an apartment or a house, we'll get them all the furniture for their new place absolutely for free.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great incentive.
Mm-hmm. And is the furniture mostly via donations?
Yes, they're all donations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Does anybody else have a question? It's a wonderful.
Where was the list that were items that we're to collect? Was that in Sunday's bulletin or?
Yes, it is. It's also in the newsletter too. So we're doing items like you know, I call it mostly household stuff: plastic wrap, toilet paper, paper towels, aluminum foil, paper plates, plastic cups, dish soap, Lysol, something for fun, a word searcher, puzzle books, batteries, and bottled water.
Okay.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 9 years, and you know, it's really a calling for me. I've loved it. And as I transitioned in different positions, I've been able to dip my toes in so many things and learn and, you know, be very hands-on with all the clients. And so I've seen some great success stories. I've seen a client come through shelter, go through the transitional housing program, and then build her own home through Habitat of Humanity. So, and I've seen, you know, master's graduates, business owners come out of our agency. So it's, you know, not 100%, but it's, you know, it's a great amount of people that have really taken advantage of what we can give them and what the community can give them, and done something with their lives, and had a chance, and be hopeful and survive with their child. So it's a great agency. It's a great opportunity. We're the only one in Montgomery County that has these kinds of services, and every year we help more and more clients. Our numbers are rising up and up, and I just think that we're reaching out more, and we're putting our word out more, and now people are knowing that there is a place that they can go to, that they can get help somewhere. And we couldn't do it without you guys, and everybody that helps with buying these little things, because the money that does come in will help pay for another divorce, will help pay for another restraining order, for another protective order, and these counseling services are absolutely for free. We don't ask for nothing. We clothe them, we feed them. When they come into our shelter, we give them all the food and all the diapers they need. We even have a little small laundromat at shelter, so they don't even have to go out and do their washing outside of shelter. We give them the detergent, we give them everything. And then we are always asking for cleaning supplies, because of course we're with COVID, and we need to stay clean, and we need to be careful of our surroundings. And so health wise is better that we constantly are cleaning. So we're using up those supplies a lot, but it's for the safety for our clients. Our manager right now that is overseeing the shelter has already gotten COVID 4 times in the last 6 months. So it's hard on us. Yeah, it's hard on us, but we are still standing, and we will be standing there for our clients forever. So as long as we partner up and collaborate with great agencies and in churches like you guys, I think we can make this happen and continue to help the community in Montgomery County for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So since you're providing meals, are you getting food assistance from the food bank?
We do get some assistance from the food bank. We also get some assistance from US Foods, from Borden. Borden helps us out too. As a matter of fact, Chick-fil-A has joined us, and sometimes gives us some great stuff. Who does not love Chick-fil-A? And like I have a couple of ladies that love gardening, and they have like extra tomatoes and extra potatoes and stuff like that, and they'll bring them to me at our home office, and I'll take it to shelter, because fresh vegetables are kind of expensive. And so I always put the word out, like, if there's an awesome gardener out there that has some extra stuff, we will take it. And so it takes a village. Like I said in the beginning, it takes a village to make our little world go around, and the village just come forth, and they do a lot for us. So but yes, we do get help from wherever we can.
Well done, Sia. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Anytime.
We appreciate it.
Okay, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Oh, Susan. All right. Thank you. Y'all have a nice evening.
You
You too.
as well.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.